You better diamond as in the Eddie Castle, there 20 say, and they will Rashibe Dream, said the name of Siasano. Me sure say, one of Crana ever cost one. Nipa do it to from physically to be present, you know, as soon as Betty is a nebra, yina, you won't. But, say, Tibiano, all our platforms, Jumedia Becosro, Mashibe Media Budget Review, no, idea the home common bebro, Finance Minister, non doom mu pepepe, nasa and commono, yede shishaswa, and it's a na said the winning no, Ghana for the donor, the Caribbean and Tiasia Crown, our form pa ye pan, just a judge. The toss to be mentioned winning dear Kakra Honosuna, the air share name say Ibinya, now they toss to me as well. Ye quite a name precopeno, Sanyo my air share name see Ibiano, a quite a befasua Ibenya. Eti, the top funnel, we because a fimuni in an Abani Swadi Hunufa, Nisika Samon to Tue, Nese Besia, and Yoma, in your may see the nation in ano, a feeling more boominu. Enti, or sa baby ma, or the catcher say, baby I do, and such I have, but the Intia and such I we buy. Didn't I bet my see intimacy and what you were saying? I come out and Fubia Saba. Some common and pay for trans and pay. Say, one of my son Chilimuno, I'm a gun and Nibia from Ketua to Cassim, from Nimdia to no Nimdia. After you see Casamon to Tiano, yet me at ya say, but we just one Tisan or Manasia, and found Usuku Awako. When a special fielder, it is all tears here. A Boa Casa, Mountain to no may. Said the Beautiful Sampa, baby, I be doing. Busumi siachiri baby abeduni de etoaso ekono o man Ghana baby ade ani chiri ni baby ekosire sika free ni baby ade sika ekohye ni na also wa ho no watimi adjust na watimi de udwuma yi pa Richmond Kwame Frimpong doc ono ewo hanum say or executive director Financial Literacy Foundation Africa rich there MC Kosi say so mitashia ne pa ene anope metie me danase say wa become a futu bi o de man maso na head still. But then they sure see you were true. Because I cooperate. Yeah, you be able to call. Yeah, what practice what? We are being for the practice, you know. There's also really be a Doctor Osusa called the idea, oh, here see a bit training more happy. If the ever in the flu man and casa the chow harder. And then I did Juma, Basica, someone to three and I say for you now. You didn't come out, no, what my teacher also, and a pay doc. I became a doc, Aquaba. Yeah, you be a comer. I am not COVID in Kwan, a bit a media budget to be between comedy obvious. Media budget to cry the BP. But shall say also, a idea, ever say a ritual. And the Zemrakuni shame. Then she shares with that machine Johnson says, Sir, if do Sabria in company, you baby, I couldn't baby, I call, need be here come. Enti enya de foforo bia enya de foforo dan meka no ba ne de ye kubunkunte aya de foforo kakra se wonim hwe kra na wo se aya de foforo ka because bra wo mu nankasa no enhye na enye bra papa sa from the chef ya si be si sa no pe ye kasa yi aban hye no na ekosen ansa ne aba de ya be si mani we medasi machia hefo nyina machia mawofo Mr. and Mrs. Owusudia we share this year normally mid-year budget no eya na ebu higher the supplementary budget ka ho ebu onso enya supplementary budget ebu a revision nti we review awo hwe baby wa start year free any baby e wadru sometimes ebu ho a figures ni ho mo revise no e ma difference no ye big ebu onso difference no ye ketu e bi na we share baby a COVID and so started say started this year na obi ani say COVID-19 bi eba be high enti aban no year ne budget or here 2017 budget was say sowing the seeds for growth 2018 budget was putting Ghana back to work 2019 budget was a stronger economy for growth and job and prosperity 2020 budget was consolidating the gains for jobs, for growth, jobs, and prosperity. And to share budget 9 emphasis our growth, jobs, prosperity, growth, job, prosperity. Say Ghana yebeko yanim na yebinya adwuma ye na yebedi ye. Nti we assessment na ho na also we yefa. Na de ba ko amani age aban we hunu say omo very consistent. You can say anything, obetimi aka bibia from ho but
we share omo consistency in the budget. And I think say a commendable because me that consistency no in a long time.
Okay, consistency that purchase.
Just say omo ka so mbe we ya omo ko ho. So omo ka so mbe e was also manifesto na budget omo ye 4 ni nyina 17 18 19 20 budget ni nyina no ene omo manifesto no ko pepepepepepepepe ena enye aba we nso nko na aye budget ene ni manifesto ko de asa de hu nyina aba ya ba bia enye ade a ye encourage because ye NDPC ho e pese NDPC ye medium term ye long term projections for the economy but ye nim say politicians daja sebi omo na eka omo ka se mpuna na epunu enti omo budget no omo manifesto no omo hwe so de budget enti sa consistency ni de because we hear 2017 budget oh ene omo kind do na one free SHS one constituency no omo abolish taxes let me ko na me know how but 17 taxes omo abolish ni nyina omo reduce binsu rate enti de omo ka so omo be ye no omo aye ewom so omo gitum say omo nya 100% ewom say enema bi na omo ka so omo omo ntimi anye but do na no ye wo say ya twere budget ni mu ana ye wo say omo ye ya na omo ntimi anye but consistency that me can say omo ye madwen say omo be ko ho nti 2017 omo atwere 2018 the same thing 2019 the same thing 2020 the same thing
but na make us say oh before COVID
yeah
na senke normal times mu na nke ebebu nkompo na ya hwe de na media be kwa
yes
nka bia predictions no papa ebetimi akọ na before COVID
yeah
from January to anopia ye kase
yeah
we COVID free na COVID in my na ban enam ne kwa so pepepe e de hihye a eboa ama nwuma ama yedie ama esika sem tutu no na enam ne kwa so sa
ena medical ka say sa consistency no wo ho but u free sa argument no so na we bisa say economy na ya ko esika sem no bi ye de akodu no adwuma aba oman mu prosperity na ya twere budget no mu nyina no Ghana fo anya na answer ne say ya ye bi akabi abana ye bi akabi say last year u frame wo as empada because say the structure of the Ghanaian economy no hasn't changed significantly. So the emphasis is on significantly. So because a structural transformation, it will take you a long time. And I'll be structural transformation. Say Oman be do Mpensenpensenmu because say afedie ho toye pa afedie because obi school ni Japan. So we score 100% assurance. So benya adwuma school ni Ghana. We score just 10% assurance.
What is the difference?
Because Japan for normal economy is transformed. Ye economy no afina ye transformation no ye nru ho. For example, infidijuma manufacturing ya yakaka factories ya entina omoka one day so one factory no na mani age say sa agric any manufacturing no ho na wo se hwe ho yi we share manufacturing for example Ghana ha Manchester pharmaceutical industry no omo ye enura ye use oman mu dodo na omo ana ye ya de papa but the aka dodo na ye imported ye craft free obi ho na eba na last year enema ye kra ba oman mu nkwa ye 62 billion Ghana cedis 62 billion Ghana cedis yo last year 2019 sika abina alcohol sika was 59 billion nti nyoma ye kraba o man no imports no was more than abina alcohol sika.
There's a problem
yes and that make us say abina ye bi but ebi nso aka sa transformation will be some the difference between Ghana and Japan and I make sure transformation no and we crowd there just one issue. There were so many issues about agric. You say commercialization of agric, the productivity level in agric. Now what you see education, what you see share your transportation. Okasa who free adenta, hope I been amete. Oh ba a year Accra and now by area ha bear 2 hours now that's the traffic mo ukọ krobi say Japan ukọ Finland na unhunu sa ne man utina train ma hwem enti enoma wenu na ma difference no eba enti enoma dodo na aka na make us say omuka say year this year a year of roads share budget the emphasis was on roads. In fact, make us say this year budget, as a minister ready and it was a bit flat. Flat means enya adebia a Kenyan debate because most of the things in American was say the title, the theme was consolidating the gains. And it's more like the
over time. So
it's more like the concluding remarks of 2017, 18, 19 budget.
Okay.
I don't think that a man a bit flat because a new man in 2020 budget in year dada.
Okay. I do the doctor Mesa about to be my doctors Richmond. Now, me say why am she pa ni debia dano ejina investment. Mebru nya kwanya ye adwuma investment. Mebru ye nya kwanya pa budget ni tofa nyina no ye consolidate ni ye consolidate adwuma ho asem sikasem yedie na afi yedi bi so esie baabi e beboaye nti migiri se woni bekọ akoda ho yie pa hwekwan a titu ye banking sector mabunu akwanya so munya ye adwuma wo adwuma na afi die timidi bi asie enso ho asem bede wakoma so from January be pem say na no peka we covid month ni fima ususu se de doctor eye sako de ke ne enam kwan so pepepe bana ebi atwitwiri kakra bi wo kwan so
yo online me chia no wati wa hwefo mamen kan say aban no sikasem o de adwuma afibia no emrama no ho kwan say by 31st of July before or on that time no also de akontabu a odi kan be bu no afia ne di kan November 15th no obana obe chirim se say na akọ for the first 6 months. Nemra ema bino etikisa na mo ye frɛ no Public Financial Management Act. Enti eno na sha bino ma se afe no ebebu ne mu halfa. Also ba no be kyerɛ de otimi aye ene ahokyerɛ anase mpuntu a wakɔ. Na se kɔba se ahokyerɛ na yekese na so obehia mo afoforo osikasemu a. Eno na menu ye ka se or the supplementary request eba. Enti na efe ya diska kakra no. Se me hwɛ from January to data. Kamia say ansakra na budget ne be hye ase no. Na ban no any da so osika o se ne nsaka no eye be say 67 million a billion Ghana cedis. Enti no ohwe say sika mi ankasa metimi a raise
aboabo no
eye be 67 billion. Budget no mu anso no na sika ono ode be hwe no ode be bo no ho akohoma no na 85 billion. Enti na say o titi free mu a yo insi achire be se 18 billion. Eno no na eyefe no deficit. Enti aban no na ni so ade hunu nyina ne se na emra bi ketene no se deficit especially in election year said this year no. Ye be hwe ne ama no akwankyira entra a certain threshold. Enti ne ye ka se 5% no on exceed this 5% no. Nanso so hwe ne din pa utimu se sika na nka ban na hwehwe no from beginning of the year be si ne no na target a dey see ani so no na e den se nko be achieve sa sika opeso reason even from the beginning of the year
ya ban dey see ani so
yes nanso so no na sika also spending it dey twem dada enu ntino even before covid time we no near a problem of deficit or say o man ye hwe na covid san be twem no dey na je se bobo because ansakra na problem e be ba no now already no. And that has been our life as a country. Ye leve ye transformation agenda no on a deficit. Into the bia akwanya ye pema ye hono say ye bebo modern say deficit na so beti. Into tem bia ni sika ye spend no de etwam wo sika ye nye no. Enti sa obi sam say na net here.
It was I think that minim mo amoye sika sem enim die ofu minim en hardwin say bribia da ye pensa kyerɛ kɛse. Na so ka egu ye so no. Ebro adwene interest na fe de sa di dwuma no kra no asakoye bibi e wo no bibia da ye se abro de isusu ye ya bro de isusu na so ye ka no de ye ntimi hwehwan ma ya ngaze waka point 10 deɛ na ma no yes
a problem my nyina so my na so bisa say e de na ma ne basa
yeah
I had to say obi a bosome so a sika e beto accounts mu from adwuma wo ye eye ABS di apem nanso so o maye be say aduasa obi aso school fees o ke kambo mu a ABS di 2000 enti 1000 ni 2000 no wo free soro behwe from kra da bia no wo be deka enti de o se da bia wo bomoden ye ne say ekwan na sika 1000 no free e beto accounts mu no also ye bibi e be ma 1000 ne be ba na bia wonya 1000 wa no nya bia 1005 wa ha na je sika e be ba won sem no ai increase enti sa wo hwa aban na kwan aban fa so nya sika no e bi ye petroleum receipts e bi ye taxes enti no oil receipts and non oil receipts na enti de me medwen se oman no so hwa oman no sika sem ne oman no mpuntu a oman no mu dodo na ye GDP no generation if you be a informal sector na informal sector no any baby a employment kese na agina unfortunately informal sector no so you formalize no na che say ye nim nipa dodo mpa e wo ho a say emfa ne say se hu dwumadi o mu di ni sika e ba onsem a ye betimi a plan say tax say ni ye betimi anya free ana mo ase ne de be bro mo enti until say e be formalize economy no informal sector ye na agina so ye no abre bia no ye ntimi miti a revenue target
nti ho nye data driven
enye data driven na yen anema ba kwa ya kan kira ban all the time say yen ntimi anye data ya say na yetimi see polling stations say na yetimi ye political campaigning na yetimi ko afie mu yetimi ko every heart from the north to the south
yenim ba bia
nti se ye pese ye hu obia ni informal sector no ne hu data ye betimi aye ebi e be din ebi e be cost but say ye pese yetimi ma ye ho akonhoma sika no ye yetimi generate time bia na free this delay in transformation mini e kind there then we must plan and deliberately say yetimi ye deliberate about nyoma e nyina especially politics we must deliberately transform the informal sector say ye be ya ye betumi mpo me di twam say yes ye stimulus package covid buy nkrofo idea this is na million amount the informal sector for but ubisa say informal sector for ben na yetimi edisika no ye nim so omo wo ho a across the country edisika ne mo a ebia adwuma omo de be na edise bebre na stimulate economy na ye ntimi nkyere enti eboye trim so be say nipa be say 200,000 nipa be say 100,000 ye ntimi mpo nye data statistics with sa number ne say 200,000 ye de takuma omo a adwuma omo ye ne say na de beba
na dog de okay na ti kata say de any abetena as e be 42 Ghana for because say me bom trim na me ye adwuma de a e bi kwa nipa me ko kan 10 me say 30 sa difference so be ka so ye san fa nkwa aban kokum bi go ya boy trim ne kan je be che di wa kiro de to so biem ne say adan na aban hodo aban nyina se de wo sika obrofi bo apayom wonu nhye da nka say oman bia mpuntuo no yesi agege tuo na ye dia build oman no enti entimi nka say such an important sector informal sector ya to na jeje mu ne mu ye koso boy trim posa say yesusu say we assume ni obentim ye kasi ani e benya 1000 ebi so ebro 1000 kra ye da kwa projection ebi so ni 1000 kra ye da kwa projection adan na enye adehia ma yen aso mamu mpanyifo ne omamufo se betu sa na mo
eno no de gise yen no se na ye di nkomo na o se yetimi ma ye ka aban no tuja na yen ya we informal sector na ye bo modern say betimi ama aban na yesa because informal sector formalization e den ma men kasa aban na tu na mo bi de for fan e be say digital addressing o fan e be say making tin numbers easy registering businesses easy o fan e be say mobile money payment interoperability digitalizing the entire economy system it is towards that but yen share them put it together a deliberate program ayeka say enipa be say businesses be say 90% contribution it's coming from informal sector your GDP between 60 to about 75% is coming from informal sector enunti no ebia fee ye bomodin say obia odidwa obia free bia ba kosi nipa numa ofa won ba kosi nipa ofa won a wo northern sector ebesi southern sector no ye chi sa nipa no na ya capture mo data one for development and for stimulus excellence and two to even get tax receipts from such people to develop the economy say ya nyasa menya sure say priority say ya nyasa da bia sika ye bebo ho bosia na ye bu hu konta no ebesi echi into deficit ho na kobasa wo hwe budget no mu a last year budget ya yi DCC no we bon say interest payments nkwa kra e wo car bosan e bo no interest payments sometimes e so chen significant capital expenditures enu ntino na sie ebisim ye koya nim kakra wa ya mamu no ye koya nim kakra wa economic management mu but see a significant transformation enye de o say no
okay wa ba kan ho a ye twetwe so di nkomodi na ne wo mu no kopem se ene anopei oman sikasefo ebe kasa iwa kedo furiata be kasa wo emrahye bedwam media review budget na mpemfo achim nyanko nkomo na nkasa dodo so yakomo nche so ne Ghana fa ko ba nkomo dodo na sese koso anopei nyanko ya ntini o ma bi ase yi wo hanuma ye be pra ko anim ana mehwe anim se te sa anopei mitena kan mehwe anim se aban be se aboa nanka enyina ahode kanea no ene nsuo wasa de bosome mies ye fa nka wo kwa wo hwehwe ase se ya zana wotimi ate ho ase then yakose ne ye ate ase ewie no ye hwe anim se de na finance minister se ene nka otimi tu dwama ye ho ha de kaka de ene doctor for minister me omudi nkomo mmabunu strong nimde no wo ho ankasa ti Dr. Richmond de wakan pesa ko this is oman no fa prima digina so nyina over this years nyina no trimpo because data no ehwehwe si form nti trimpo ne de ko de bia se benya problem misusu se ha de be se misusu se ye di sika misusu se nti misusu se ne de ko de ne se nya papa
well informal sector no aya dia aban bia de so can say na de so o hwe time ye ka say ye ko ye nya ma covid ni dia ba me fa nya example ye ka say ye nya lockdown I was the first person one amongst the first to say informal sector mo ba kire wo mo because o mo ntimi enya adwuma mfiri fie e bia obi ton spare parts aboso kan ya okotena fie ma oye no delivery online na so oye ni den and I hwe Ghana nipa be 12 million a year adwuma wa ha emu yemfa no say ya kosra 2 million and e wo formal sector omu a omo ye registered o ka say me ye adwuma we me bosom ya ketua nie omo ye 2 10 million e wo informal sector out of 12 10 and e wo informal sector no now o ka say e bia omo income tax as a country yentimi estimate the incomes of those workers in the informal sector before you tax because income tax is a fraction of the income.
Do you income now?
Only income now. Fraction every. As I say, me pamata dia ma me tell any minimum size. Me dem pam.
So susu won any susu ya.
Me sha de sabewa. Me sha ne kon bewa. Enti informal sector no de e ade a e ha adwene. Yen ka se adwuma no mo ye na hu hia. Ba do me se Ghana so GDP kese na so firi omo ho. Enti omo ye nipa bi a omo boa oman pa na registration no. I am very particularly happy about this administration. So mo Dr. Bawumiamu fa digitalization me nyen so boso as ne policy. Unso we Vice President Biaba, we Honorable Aluma, Excellency Aluma, discipline. And the Vice President Biaba say Professor Nana also Fabi Binsi and so say, I don't know about minim ta about there, and the I'm your force. Vice President we the BBC and so say, may you also make me start to make consistency. Oh, what is in say me digitalization.
Ghana Post, and what we ne buy in the
no, Ghana for Ankasam say, na do na mpade foforo. And so ya dia me hu. I say, oh, din such a be ba. Oh, a chance na ye. Into digitalization, no, idea ya started very well. See it me ko because a year me kan Ghana nyina. See it me ye ko ye nimu a.
I go for a port to create resist fiercely.
So obi nyes kan nwia bio.
That's the essence of digitization.
Obi
sika nyinu
ebi ti mesisi ntokro kwan na memfa typical example to bucha wa Ghana ha. Argentina in the 21st century 2020 yeda so fiscal cash corona na abai o kaswa tollbooth tema na what the coins what the exchange na sanitize how many times na what how many times and na sanitizer gallon crowd de be mo anti inside a day and I will serve back could be a no sanitizer on that no say nti any card na haye day
do a papa
any card na haye day ya so ye kwa school abrochire your classmates and na ya abrochire ye ana ye so yete ha ana toll booth yentimi nye collegon kohwe professor IT eno kon ade metu chama no oji loan oje kwan no
du kra card no
no sa card
no na akono
bosumi bia akọ renew sa bosumi mienson se open 6 months so open 1 year and the no masem but digital unkotua coins no
be
it can be done if Legon has done it if Legon University of Ghana has done it at the University of Ghana say what am child ye na Ghana for it can be done ba wo koye change ya menu e ka e bia no obi because obi I can't say bona conhumanity oko resist this issue see people will resist make us say you know obi na the matter what people will resist wakoto card say bia bosome ana eno kra no boa aban no ma aboa no aban nya what we call the front loaded funds just afena as I afena be sha ase no aban nim sika obenya free toll because wo me ye koto card na ye to bi a 6 months 1 year na ye tua ne boom
even the category 3 months for no on di padu do se na tato pa 6 months afini mu nyina kasi ni afini mu nyina
ukra Land Cruiser open afia bi a 2000 ukra saloon open afia e bi a 1000 articulator e bi a afe 3000 whatever amount ye besusu no aban no right from the word go in the beginning of the year no when him sika obenya nya obenya mpo sika no kra no because wakoto card no
is a prepaid electricity.
Yes, prepaid nti yenya prepaid to ni ento card nti formalization of the informal sector ebiani na obeka say ne ye kwa digital ye koyi amanfo adi eno na ye fra bibi say wo ye realignment eni o kan say wo yi o mu free ha unka so mu kofie yes ni say bia one day so one factory nke etimi koy animu a ni aka say okay enkranfo nyina amamu gito enkranfo nyina momra ye de mo kwhye adwuma we mu afide ya digital enipa 10 na ho aye hia nipa 10 bi hia nipa 2 2 no so do makọ sabi makọ suku akọ electronic one hwan engineering ho de na omanya adwuma na moto nti no kwa ye obi office o pese obota betima bota akọ air condition fa cause nyo na akọ bie ba no electronic na be bie ba no
na de cause you dey say dey possible because to no crowd abanze say hu de ko wona
and I was say the energy for
ija na to so to
I think sir
yeah that's the problem.
I think sir some presidents bia Ghana they had the opportunity to change. We need that drastic change. Mestre say amanyafo no mo nsuro sa
there be me papa bon film mo twin film
no mo nsuro sa me ka yetimi nya oman panyin bia o ka say me nsuro no ntina Dr. Baumia start here no me ne gine ho no because o face resistance.
Look at the resistance. Look at the resistance.
Still o pushy enti eno de waya de nka yenya oman panyin bia o be ka say I don't care.
So 4 years.
Rwanda kohe. Rwanda president. Okasa utimi say onsuro he. O say why should I produce me coffee? Minya me coffee. No be me fa nko ni krom. No man a blessing kakra bi. No say dey abre me. Me am coffee. O say e die in pan e say Rwanda ni say obe drive car eyemo no. Se car mono fata bronia. Car mono enso fata Rwanda ni. Make na no frame radio so make mama no chem go China. You call conference. Madam for free Rwanda, me free Ghana. Me call Rwanda ni no front seat. Me call dey say chare yenko ne nko hwe seat here. Ya twere obi adi aboni. O say this is my seat o. Me say akoye gumenu ma say. Me seat wo e kyere ho ba bi. because Rwanda is taking the center stage. And they are being recognized by international. Yes, China. Omomano 15 minutes to speak in the opening ceremony. May I dream so the para session. And look at 8 minutes no demand. Because Rwanda ye bibia China force moment can their more ye and today. Don't want 15 good minutes. Then a year or my China for my 15 minutes and share. Senka to boot in electronic. And I'm bia yemu bia nya kwan atu kwan a ebeka say Ghana for mo ye ne say Kenya for so mpeso musua ye aban ye double track Kenya for peso musua me ye me master's degree part of it in Yokotena Kenya nti me wo friends from other African countries almost one year free SHS ne bi 2008 no almost start here omo de end borders etua na edrum re bi a nipa no omo enrollment na increase nti omo so beso omo sua double track every Ghana ho we bi ne hwehwe.
But what is it? We don't think Ghana or sense of patriotism ne call and I say it's because ye nyina ya bro pepepe ye nyina ya mefumbi ni enko baby affected team before ye nyina na because they won't kai refined young men doctors enya de ketwa e ba sa so a no obi ti magazine obi ti bi no obi ti ha no obi ti na mo kura se mo amako suku akora no de enfa so de pa na mo de abre o man no ya bre mo no say am kasa be
obi interview me
that's
that question.
That's the pain now.
I say economists we have failed this country.
Yeah.
I think Honorable J.H. Mensah's not tears and so about the government speech. He said he also heard similar story. People are blaming the policymakers, the economists. Partly the policymakers can be blamed for it. But your research, and so all your research, now your recommendation, now the one in power, you are done. Maybe my research, now say be a MP, and a minister, be the need research in home. So I could the share with me. I go and make a presentation. He takes the paper. Me the may debut. And he said, or no cast on ya day. The only time I'll be punishing on a voting time. No at 20. That's the only time. And you hear that radical change. Oh my. This election party campaign no make say COVID campaign.
Yeah, COVID campaign.
Enyina nipa. First of all, the economic structure no must be transformed. Let me say make concluding part, but many akonya the main.
Yeah.
The two major parties, MPP and NDC.
Yeah.
You know say Badwam is back on a they should put together a very strong economic team. Because if we are seeing, COVID in your mass, but COVID in your area. Is it Casam no area? We are seeing now. And next year, dear, Yami Adom yet to see my giddy cry. And to uncle fat team, Bia, Majina home, a boy, a Bia, Moon, dear Moya, dear Moya, so campaign or moon started, Moonfa manifesto, no money and share. Because we need that strong team to transform our economy. Na eme nyuma mra o maimu. Na Ghana ya check.
Okay, so Dr. Richmond, just some comments been for Hansi. Then now no pay the because of my yamraso. Near head yet for near Sheffield.
Enti, Sanya utie de ya kamene responsibility no gina so. A matter of say decide say deliberately no your best son because you name the also MSS. Examples I am many now about transforming the informal sector. You every day. Now you can be resistance. And you Ghana for one a bear resistant to change. Any pankasano. So BB is some problem. Ya na when you're comfortable. Enti menka say Ghana for them penses no make us a nipa. But the difference between Obia ultimate change ba ewo my resistance wo and Obi ultimate change man. Eh say obi timi ama nipa no amanfo no ehu anisuade hu no a de ensesan ba ebeye o abrabo because onipa be resist changer odwen say me free tobut hono my life ko ebasa and it's ultimate man alternative man so me free tobut okra get better. Who doesn't want that? But usually no yempanyufo no they decide because of what they want to achieve in positional leadership.
Exactly.
Not because of what the country can become. And no also say yen amanfo no yen say akọ school any adeno yen fab research and tenase. We should get up, rise up, and make the people know what we are missing. Into budget is here king. Men kasa budget and your boy homodin. Ya my homodin because he started budget and a finum puno. Near deficit of 18 billion. Into already se bibi kakra bi touch ma globally near that form. European Union mama just about 300 billion to all the European states. African Union yan dream home put that see a bit me visa. And this a Ghana or a continent like that. We should know say bibi ketu bi touch my home be and nothing I say see only part 12 million po. No less than 2 million omo salary. Na sa salary for no. Omo task into me moya. Na nipa be say 10 million e chire mum. Omo yentimi nya data on ho a ekwan be so say yesu saneba ebeye a president cry e be yentimi nkwanim enti yenim yes yenim si yenim na o si yentimi nya revenues dia aden na yem fancy ene so ne enten ara na nya sa data no na yem wa nkrankra because nya say ye hu data na ya tax omo keke usually sa na ban no communicate no enti medwen say obetro me din obetro me din obe ma me tax kai for obe ma me tax
ba mutia o me woman bi shia mu me ntwa no ofri makola I say makola market women association na yem president so one of the sister stations was say omutia to ti me ka say personal income tax no wantia say was ye tua to o ana host no say church dem mu or say AMA ba omo betua to because omo de if you are swame Ghana must go back digitalization e bia ni o
the odigi sika
the mobile money tia na
do na be yira
and omo tua but where there can a personal income tax now we don't even know their income levels tie ho no there a big issue when you are to us na
enti me dwen say as an man no leadership is not interested in the economic transformation at the pace we are supposed to be. Na yen kai say ya chadada ye we chire ton ye we chiro some time ana in fact Singapore money ade e predict and then for our future no na ye predictive vision 2020 and that's making Singapore see a GDP per capita they are about number 3 Ghana about 126 2020 ya ka be se bosome 9 na nsia na ye twam ye nduru ba bia enti yen na o se sorry gina na ma amanfo te se wo sorry anopa ko gina kantamando ton no na betimi asesa wan ko school but betimi akogina ba bia no umfa trotro bus betimi abe form wako uton wade a obi di mobile money send them out e ma oso kakre kura no timi de bibi inflation now September 2019 about 7.2 make us say about 11.2 enti menya sure say yeah, shas even before COVID, near 19 TB. So, say I say consolidating the gains. But I mean, sure said the gains I see are consolidating. Are worth enough to consolidate.
Okay, so Dr. Richmond, Kwame Frimpong.
Deficit, no?
First,
just 1 minute to be. We have a deficit any expenditure near revenue near. We want to close the gap. Expenditure no I was say Badwam and now say I was say revenue cost. Bringing down the expenditure is not an option for me. I was say raising revenue no. You rebase your GDP in 2018 and you say about 80% of the rebase GDP no, is from the extractive sector. Into your rebase here, DNSC the revenue GDP ratio, the tax revenue GDP ratio no. Now it's here Badwam. Simple mathematics. Ratio is A over B. And this I will say B no akosro. Na say ratio na Badwam a che say the wasro no bibia nkan no. And this I also say oil ne gas and abe increase your GDP na. How about the revenue from oil and gas? Because if we have a corresponding increase in oil and gas, and ratio no Badwam. That's my argument. This is mathematics, simple. A over B. Say A over B, Badwam because B is increasing. There is a mismatch. There's something wrong with that equation because it means that we are not collecting enough from the extractive sector. And the evidence is there as a country. We know. The evidence is there.
So what kind of economy here,
the evidence is there. Extractive sector now. GDP growth rate over the last, since oil, our GDP growth rate between 40 and 50% of the GDP growth rate is always coming from the extractive sector. But revenue from extractive sector is about 10%.
No.
Nigeria is about 60%. Insiso enti minim say adwuma de ye obi ye pa o man mu. Adwuma de ye obi ye. Na budget deficit no. O ya 2006, 2000 you call HIPIC. 2006 you we HIPIC no. Na Ghana your public debt in about 5 billion Ghana cedis. O converted back this new cedis 5 billion. 4.9 or so. Na 14 years down the line, your pay for 5. The see America says about 236 billion Ghana cedis.
As a result of whom you know ordinarily, as a result of whom you know because doc, Madaroma, Momunim dear Basan to Tiewe, for a few people to understand what is happening.
Yeah.
It is a Basse, probably after HIPIC, from 5 billion to where we find ourselves now.
Yeah. To 200.
Yeah, you know more ye koni ye band ye de antisi de gobi no abewo. Mu amoso ya do munim di amako nsuku amunim de no. Why has it been difficult say articles so fora symposium workshops so you keep drawing attention because a little bit of sacrifice is able to change the status quo.
Yeah. You can ebia say yeti Adom TV ya ka na me share your research findings short one here. You for public debt in 2019 ending, which was 218 billion. And I say, we can't many other people here are working. We want to see what is happening. After you come, you can figure to be boom, minus ni plus. And number when you here. Number one, out of 218 billion public debt, we are with this public debt, and yet I buy back on a boy. I mean, I want budget deficits afibia edidimro so no afibia yes expenditure you say near revenue you say you close I think it's 2006 and 2011 and you close the budget deficit no apart from that there be a dibro so I think say accept budget deficit should be part of our life.
The share bread no
it shouldn't be.
Basana say yeah.
Sani yajatum say I was say it should be part of our
budget.
That is why
you're planning for deficit. You said that plan say this year your deficit is.
That is why yes, your fiscal consolidation act, and I'm very happy about that act. Just unfortunately, say COVID a bit thrown away. That act is saying say you you eliminate budget deficit, but untimi nya no preko pempe. You force you fit preko pempe osia.
Moja.
Intimi nya no afia na afi baako na afi mienu. So ya shemra say ye ni mro 5%. With time no, ye besa ahye say ye ni mro 2%. With time ni a revise act.
That's okay 5% ye enter.
This year. Oh. That's how we see Yankasa before the COVID. This year, Yanka without the COVID. Now, me find the budget deficit 48.6%. Public debt, a Canada honor. Budget deficit, Afibia Edibro, so no accounting for 48.6 billion, amounting to 105.9 billion cedis. Off budget borrowing. Just a boha, and no high and trend budget in him. And Kahunti, yeah, Koswa was a womb, Yakofaba, off budget borrowing 23.2%.
What accounts for off budget borrowing?
Off budget borrowing, yeah. COVID, off budget borrowing.
They bring a political experience.
Yes. Say on control budget. Maybe say, if I'm interested, I mean. Meaning per budget no can from A to Z and so I feel be query na ka no ho 23.2% and know the about 50.6 billion cedis over the period. I'm talking about from 2006 to 2019. 14 years. Exchange rate.
I want see any controls
exchange rate. 2013
control so
2013 yeah 2013 and you started say you borrow palma a share the external component of the public debt was now greater And I think this administration is reversing it, and I've seen the trend coming down. And it is good to reverse it because exchange rates are affected external debt. And we need control our exchange rate, so we won't have control over the external debt too. And the exchange rate in Kwanzaa accounted for 28.2%, giving us 61 billion Ghana cedis. And it means that between 2006 and 2019, exchange rate depreciation in Ghana ka 61 billion Ghana cedis. Yanko babusiao. Yanko say China na World Bank and IMF boma 61 billion. Exchange rate in dollar no ne euros na bono ama 14 years above Ghana ka 61 billion Ghana cedis. 61 billion Ghana cedis. I'm not sure how big it is. Last year, ni akon humasika 59 billion cedis. This year, yakon humasika 67 billion cedis.
And we're talking about
exchange rate no kwa ka wa boy 61 billion Ghana cedis in 14 years.
Now who calls some? Me say still a so because so yeah home research here just say a man penny for ne and can you phone him say the construct of your debt profile we dear a debany yenim enti say a per se as a son and then the son so say per se as a son I don't know the structural economy say structural economy is a son a change the import export balances and until sika nkabo anema nkabo ko $10 akoto abano ebi as $1 no ubetimi as 70 ma pressure ma wa dollar exchange no so enti enim de ose ye ema saa effect nema because one year hwekra na ate dem no musuo kra ade china forex ne sesa o ka no ko so
onko so ko busia
ba monkomo we dem se mo ye digane mo ye digane u kakra mo kontedodo
ye de
mo kontedodo
ye de atujai Adom TV de so bia ye de atuja you are
not holding, you are not helping all of us.
The only say a man paying for last we invite him. Me know we are now obi a man paying for one of the ministers a friend me. Say contribution no the need your home team research no family no here. Nti ye kasa man 40. Nti ye de ya fa mu de.
Well, young men, Sadameka, a doctor for me, a being for Ankasa. This country, the forever we are blessed. Na kase benya process ne be free sa blessed ni mo abani na yetimi edibi nkomo edi anu pay extended version of Badwam essentially say ene finance minister ebe wo mrahye Badwam no ndum pay mu pepepe na asem nyina etia wade mrahye no say onye ana okoye no media review budget na ho nkomo no okudidi ohwa ye de sanche mu ye kasa media no kra okọ review ne budget na ase kire sen enti ye de sanche mu nyina aba ana ya boga na nkasa nkomo but yati ye ho ase awie se ne ho ye mre yo ne esinto no afa ni ye be kọ akogina enne nkomo ye be kọ so ye be susu ahese ankade ya kan ye mre yo yimu no ye de Asia ha ne de B sha ne de C sha ha e gidi se betima to ntokuru nyina na afa yesa to aso no yetimi amiemu yi that's a gains bi wo hokora na yetimi consolidate ni yi because we nkomo akosia even though we are striving towards consistency no gains na ye kan ho asem no in the sectors of all our life no esin to ne mere yo ntu kura kese edi dem dodo ye be kwa kotwa won ba ye ba covid-19 nkomo a ye be di no media ho nkomo no e ho asem ane ba beka ye kwa ba.
Even when it is COVID and then you are having these foreign exchange numbers, these inflation numbers, and even with this downgrade in revenues of about 14 billion. And it's not only body and soul being kept together, but a real care for livelihoods and lives of people, and our intervention into the micro, small, medium enterprises to make sure that even the informal market is taken care of. There's a lot more to do with regards to big businesses and formal businesses. And we expect to intervene on that level in the second half that we are going. And we are in the middle of a recovery program that we are designing to really cut short this recession and ensure that we recover faster than most. We have been working on Zoom, and it's incredible the amount of work we can do. We've cut down, maybe if you look at our budget for travel and seminars and whatever, of some 93 to 43, maybe it was about 200 or maybe $330 million CDs. I think we've spent about 93 million. Anyhow, we have over 140 million CDs left, of which we are not going to use much. So you begin to see what type of savings you have if we were to digitalize the economy so that we can do much more together and also get our educational system going.
Interesting. Does it mean that from this personal experience, Honorable, you're going to change the strategy in terms of us fast-tracking all the programs to as moving towards a digitalized economy? Look at the savings that we are making already from your end.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, George. I mean, I think this is just front and center to us. And if you begin to look at also these 1.2 million, Akufo-Addo graduates coming out of senior high school, what I can say is not everybody that's going to get into university. So I'm sure we need to begin to think of online systems which would ensure that there is, lifelong education, easily accessible and cheaper. I mean, I think some of our kids who were in school in America are now back home and going to be doing next year online from Ghana. So you begin to realize that, well, then a lot more people living in Ghana could get online education in some of the best schools in the world. And so we need to begin to think about that, and even how our local universities, structure the pedagogy that is going to emerge. So that's the exciting part, the realization of how powerful digitalization can be, and we're going to put a lot of money into that.
Well, Finance Minister, no, what is on a Joy FM Business News Desk. In your bear match in Como, on Nino, ye, and I pay all back. Say, said the Numa, ABC, Ebefa, Ebeko. But Doctors Masaba Bag, give you Dr. Richmond Kwame Frimpong, our Financial Literacy Foundation Africa, Executive Director, Sarsona, Dr. Edu Ususa Kodie, and also economist almost one was Nina. Nkoma ye dia, ibetimi enya fa permanent ase papa, ewo man sika semon tutu ye ne. Ankrankra dwuma so oye anamontu ese wutu omamu ni nyina so said ye kan ye betima consolidate eye gains a ese yenya afi no join ya make how say afi ne ye ba COVID-19 media eye budget review and common nation quickly mekona yenhwe me screen is so strategic pillars to achieve medium term vision member so quickly say making culture while restoring the economy, transforming agriculture and industry, strengthening social protection and inclusion, revamping economic and social infrastructure, and after reforming public service delivery institutions. Strategic pillars to achieve medium-term vision. No crown, meaning say, maybe by me come, you mean say we crown questions be because questions is restoring the economy, transforming agriculture and industry. That transformation, the question is your. Strengthening social protection and inclusion, and also once in Nakakra, revamping economic and social infrastructure, reforming public service delivery institutions, and so on. We can touch this briefly.
Yeah.
Now, for Yembra to what we expect this morning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think restoring the economy now, as one person said, 2016, and say year 2016, and now economy no form by 3.4%. And I'm say, Omo manifesto no. Budget for the no, or draw from the manifesto. No matter what or more manifesto the more. And see, I know this consistency in the Mpensenpensenmu. And see, my idea now is almost so they were moving from taxation to production. And see, I restoring the economy to create jobs and all that. Transforming agriculture and industry. planting for food and jobs for her. and Agric so was doing well in 2017 and first quarter of 2018. Minim the entire about from it that said, yes, started 2017, na base no extra, and na growth rate in the peki, and it's a base in the Cassia, growth rate in the Becofom. Sanuntia, Sanyanuntia, the Anabia, Agric minister, and planting for food and jobs, so not a year, a couldn't impact, but that's a growth rate number for Minty or Shahoye. We are strengthening social protection. I know the idea, okay, free SHS, okay, leap. I heard their question back then.
The way I know my boss, free SHS.
I heard their question.
Free SHS.
Social protection, the question mark be
free SHS, no. Say, well, you name Nyama Kukomia, Canyon issues, should be any part of doing especially from the other side of
yesterday, let me madam for be do home come or friend me from Bridge, free SHS, so don't say a home fast. Okay, first of all, 15% of the Ghanaian population, only 15%. This is GLSS data from Ghana Statistical Service. Only 15% Ghana for ananya ako school abro secondary education.
15%.
15%. Ghana for. Omo ye adwuma, omo ye person omo grow GDP no, only 20%. We the transformation. Oba so yes Japan, 15%. Oba so yes Singapore, 15%. Until secondary education no amampanyin say a minimum requirement, and I strongly agree with him. Strongly.
So why
media my judgment me free SHS ambassador. I have always argued for free SHS, both economics, social and politics. But many political scientists, the politics is better in check. Baba economics more. There is every justification. There's every justification. Let me give you an example. It has been found in the literature. Say, the social returns of secondary education is higher than the social returns of tertiary education. Argentina are buying subsidized tertiary education. I will be a no. No, I buy by say secondary education you free. I feel that be more raise eyebrow. That is the first one. Second one, government intervene when the market fails. Obi taxi driver be catch them and say, "Enye free SHS and can ne ba entimi nko presec da." Ne ba wa presec, or the ne call presec no. A car or boy 50 pesos. And no can a photocopy. Me lecturer be ole gone. O se ni nia ba ka baby. Ti ne ma ba miensa egu ni so. Afi bia na otua nipa miensa school fees. Enye free SHS a anka okotua say no that relieve aba. Now people have talked about the success story. Okay, before I come to the success story, a business say okay, other than the targeting. Because check Kenya 2008 no start your money, bought the student fees. Until now we must say Kenya there. But what's the point? Say nipa no oba school free, na so ntimi nto aduane, na ka say boda no nko tua. Ebi kura boarding fee higher than the tuition fee. Until that argument is neither here nor there. Ebi nso say yenye targeting. Targeting nyina because of sikasem, because obiye no ho obeka the argument for targeting is because almost say Ghana sikasem no form. Last yesterday 1.2 billion is on the shame. Second year 1.8 billion is on the shame. This year only 2.4 billion is in the shame. Okay. And the target where is the data? Where is the data? What to about will be 4 years. Until over the 4 years in our data. Now we have a catcher and say, well, free SHS. Where is the data to do that? And I hear professors make this argument. And I said, where is the data? That is number one. Number two.
It's not only about professors. Because at the funny beat, he said, yeah, me, I told you, I don't know. Miss Mitchim Pony say, yes, yeah, more buying. Now, one hour, I want to do so almost, I buy a fan call so. No pigeon also me do presec.
That is the point. Yeah. That is the point, sir. nobody should be deprived of education because ne maame ne sika. Nobody in this country. Nobody. We share poverty level, your income poverty, your multi-dimensional poverty. One of the indicators is education. If somebody is deprived of education, the person is poor. Over to Japan, Singapore now over 90% obi our secondary education. Japan now over 90% obi our secondary education. Bus driver, taxi driver, cleaner. I no be na me pese ball memo. Yen ka say obi anko free essay obi say no mu wi on be fa na enye free no mu wi no mo fa hen.
But anything you find
the argument is not about omunwie na obi anko university. The argument is about obiang secondary education should be the minimum.
A basic understanding what to find you go
yes.
For now.
As an bebrebe si okwan so. Road sign ebi mu kura ntimi ready. Enti obi obi twi STC bus. No obi twi VIP bus. No secondary education I am sure said the productivity and then the driving skills no will be much better than Obia.
Well,
this is the argument.
Doc, you may argue near Jacob in one of it because I remember I was looking at
the my year research my woman when I remember me free research there. My support to
Dr. You try Waba. Your bar it's getting exciting now. You're getting closer to your minister so Ebekasa. Your